welcome to Driversroom. This is round 4 of the Festival of Speed Season 2 for Tier 2, and we're at Brands Hatch on the GP layout. We've had a bit of a mid-season rule change from last week, which we now see new machines on the grid in the form of the Porsche 911 RSR. So let's head to the grid and see how the guys got to grips with the new machinery in qualifying. In pole, we have Mr. Sean running on Racing Softs. This completes his hat-trick of poles now in Season 2, but unfortunately another bad start cost him again in round 3, but he fought his way back to 3rd, also completing his hat-trick of podiums. In 2nd, we have Nightmare Racer on Super Softs. Great qualifying from Nightmare, locking out the front row for the neon lights. A tough race for Nightmare in the last round, finishing in 8th. Maybe he can change his luck in the 911 today. In 3rd, we have Lionessi on Racing Softs. Took the win in round 3 and will be looking to complete a hat-trick of wins today, having only raced in round 1 and 3 so far. In 4th, we have Flapjack on Racing Softs. Our current Season 1 champion is having a quieter season this time round. Finished 5th in round 3. He'll be looking to maybe get back up onto the podium positions today. In 5th, we have JC running on Racing Softs. Continuing his strong start to Season 2, he took 2nd in round 3. He'll be looking maybe to get up the grid today and carry on that podium trend. In 6th, we have Jammy on Racing Softs. Good qualifying for Jammy today. He's had a hard start to Season 2 so far with little to no luck. Finished 7th in the last round. He'll be hoping to be higher up the grid today. In 7th, we have V8 Vendetta running on Super Softs. Finished in 5th in round 1, but has missed round 2 and 3. Let's see how he gets on and adapts to the 911 today. In 8th, we have Jason on Racing Softs. Another DNF in the last round, not really getting the grips to the RS01 at all. Hopefully the 911 will be more to his taste. In 9th, we have myself, Craig P, on Super Softs. Not really got on with the RS01 at all so far this season. Hoping the 911 will bring much better luck for the remainder of the season. In 10th, we have Murkoff on Super Softs. He missed round 3 and is starting 10th today, so he's going to have his work cut out to get a result. In 11th, we have Cudio. A DNF in round 3, so he'll be looking to bounce back today. He's also running the Racing Softs. In 12th, we have Jules on Racing Softs. Great race in round 3, battled to take 4th place, but looks like couldn't quite get quality nailed down today. Starting off in 12th, hopefully he can get a bit higher up the grid, but maybe not quite got the setup right yet. In 13th, we have Grimlock on Super Softs, sporting the new Teammate livery. Missed round 3. He's maybe as well as Jules said, not got the setup 100% right on the Porsche, starting down in 13th. He'd be looking to make his way up the field. Should be a good watch. And in 14th, we have Monroe on Racing Softs. Another good drive in round 3, battling away, ended up finishing in 10th. Looking to get a decent result today, and we'll see how he gets on in the race. So that's your grid for round 4 at Brands Hatch. Let's jump to the action now and we'll see how the race unfolds. See if Sean can get a better start today in the Porsche than he's had with the RS01. Hear the revs rise as the lights get ready to go out. And they're off. Sean lights it up again off the line. It's been a tale of his starts. But Brands Hatch being a bit narrower, he holds the first place down to the Paddock Hill bend. Lionessy up the inside of Nightmare into second. You got JC in the background looking to get past Nightmare, who runs very wide there. It's JC past Nightmare, back out on the grass. Just gathers it up in time. Flapjack in 5th. V8 up in 6th. Jammy D right behind him. Cudio is up to 8th. Myself just behind him. Jules in 10th. Murkoff in 11th. Monroe in 12th. Jason has had a horror of a start down in 13th. Grimm's also had an issue. He's way back off the pack now in 14th. So, rejoin the leaders. Sean just trying to hold off Lionessy. Down this tight left-hander. He's got the racing line, holds it there. Got JC just in the background there, hoping for a little slip up from Lionessy. Set him loose off to Sean. So Sean has got the lead after lap 1. He's trying to break away from Lionessy. Tricky Paddock Hill bend. That's one that will catch you out. You can carry a little bit too much speed down and you're off to the beach, sandcastles and cocktails. JC is still holding off the pack behind him there. You see Lionessy running a bit wide up front. And in the background, have Murkoff running extremely wide and has dropped down to 11th. JC's a Flapjack crawling all over the back of him. Brands Hatch is quite a narrow circuit. It's hard to get past. Only 1 or 2 places ready to make an overtake maneuver. It's going to be down to a lot of stinks today and people keeping it on the black stuff and taking advantage. I said that Flapjack must have run a bit wide there. It was Nightmares up past him. Giving JC a little bit of breathing room. And myself now up to 7th. We'll take a quick run through the grid. So Mr. Sean out in front, pulling out a nice gap now from Lionessy. Lionessy in 2nd. JC in 3rd. Nightmare Racer in 4th. Flapjack down into 5th. V8 up into 6th. Myself up to 7th, Jammy D in 8th, Jules in 9th, Murkoff in 10th, Cudio in 11th, Jason in 12th, Monroe in 13th, and Grimm is not enjoying the 911 so far in 14th. You see Sean is just stretching out the lead on Lionessy. Setting a purple sector, push in to try and get as big a gap as he can, so he can then just settle down into his own pace. You'll see Lionessy in the Cadbury livery trying to push away from behind. You'll see the battles happening, which will hopefully help him gain back on Sean. You got JC, who is being followed closely by Nightmare, Flapjack and V8. V8 might be trying to catch back up, go and help his teammate out. Put the guys under pressure, but he seems to be falling back a little bit there now. Dropped off a little bit. Jules now in 7th. It looks like I've had an issue. You got Jules in 7th. Murkoff's followed him through in 8th. Cudio's in 9th. Jason now up to 10th. Monroe in 11th. Jammy has also had an incident. He's dropped down to 12th. Maybe we got together somewhere. We'll go back and see if we can find out what happened. So we jump on board with myself here, come down Paddock Hill bend. See Jammy in the background there. Oh, just way too excited on the throttle pedal. Let's Jammy get up the inside. We're still okay, still in 7th and 8th. Right up behind him. As Jammy breaks in, he looks like he's going. Oh, Jammy just goes a bit wide, gets into oversteer, and I bury into the side of him. So maybe should have slowed down, but it looked like Jammy lost it and then refound grip. Oh, jump back with the leader. Sean still trying to pull away from Lionessy. Trying to break away early. Sean's got a bit better tyre wear than Lionessy at the moment, so could maybe even run a lap or two longer at the pit stops. So it's all in his hands at the minute. Big drift from Paddock Hill Bend, but controls it nicely. She's still the big gap, big group behind there. Headed up by JC. You've got him followed closely by Nightmare Racer and Flapjack with V8 just in the background. One mistake here from JC and this whole group could flood past him. Really good racing so far from these guys. No contact. We see Flapjack having a little look, trying to unsettle the guys in front. Show them he's there. GC just gets on the grass a little bit, V8 as well. But everyone's still going forward. We go back to the group behind then. You have Murkoff just ahead of his Sega teammate Jules. And they're being hunted down by Coolio. It's the first round with these Porsches, so guys that might have them dialed in just yet. It's in the Festival of Speed tuning is open, so I expect to see the guys get a better handle on these cars as the rounds tick by. Monroe running in 10th, Jammy catching him up behind. Jason must have had an issue, he's down in 12th now, followed by myself. Team Firestorm not having a great round again. And Grim is slowly catching up there in 14th. We have Sean still pulling away ever so slightly from Lionessy. We'll just see what the time gap is. He's 3 seconds ahead. About 4 seconds, 5 seconds ahead of JC in 3rd, so Sean's managing the gap quite well so far. Maybe Lionessy is just running his own race. Maybe strategy will pay out. We'll see how we get on with that. 7 minutes into the race so far, so expect to see the guys in probably around the 15-minute, the halfway mark. Fuel shouldn't be an issue around here. JC Flapjack has got past Nightmare. JC is really coming under pressure now with the guys behind. As you see, Flapjack and Nightmare running wide there. Pretty sure that's Graham Hill or Surtees. Can't really remember the names of most of the corners here. You see Flapjack pulling out of the slipstream, but just can't got enough speed to get the move done before the right-hander. Wouldn't really want to go side by side through there. Could all end in tears. See a bit of lag there. Nightmare just trying to be patient. pick his spot. Like I say, there's not many places you can get past anybody here at Brands Hatch. You've really got to be looking for mistakes. These Porsches are quite wide. Running side by side. It's very risk versus reward maneuver. Most of the time the risk is too high. V8 just dropping back a little bit from the pack. See, Nightmare was trying to have a look up the inside of Flapjack, but he covered it off nicely. Murkoff breaking away a little bit from Coolio. Jules must have had an issue, as you see Murkoff running very wide. Good recovery there. Should have dirty tyres now, and Coolio could have the run on this straight down towards the right-hander. Murkoff just parks it in the middle of the track there. Bit of a nudge from Coolio. That'll be that, unless Murkoff makes a mistake around this twisty section. There's not really any places to pass, no heavy braking zones. Only really one racing line through the corners. There's Jammy, we see Jules in the background there. He must have had some sort of issue. We got Jason in 11th. A few guys jumping in the pits. There's JC and V8 into the pits. Both of the non-plus ultra guys pitting at the same time. As V8's now going to come under heavy pressure from Murkoff and Coolio. Probably come out just the wrong time for Coolio, trying to make a move, although he's trying to get past Murkoff there. Bit of a bump through the right-hander, but Murkoff holds his ground well. Jules catching up onto the back of Jamini. And you got Jason. Looks like he's been in for a fresh set of tyres. Monroe with Grim right up behind, and myself, I must have had further issues on the last lap. Sean really stretching the gap out now. He's dead. Flapjack has got right onto the back of Lionessi. Maybe Lionessi had an issue on that lap, we missed it. But Flapjack really pushing Lionessi now. That's going to be great news for Sean. If they start battling, he's going to keep pulling away. Bit of a nudge there, but looks of it from Flapjack. Just caught out by Lionessi's braking. Great racing so far, 11 minutes in. I say, if you like this racing and like what you see here, come and join us on Discord. Find us at Driversroom, or if you go on Twitter, it's at Driversroom, and we'll give you the information on how to get in and how to sign up to these series. There's plenty of highlight videos, not just the ones from myself. You also have from Kimaru75, AGT Racer, Muller_CJ, you have Rice Racing and Plux the Duck, all doing highlight videos from our various series. So pop over to their YouTube channels and take a look. Back up front with Sean, he's just storming away now. Set the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:23.4. See how his gap is going back to Lionessi. Up to 7 seconds now. He's just strolling away. Sean's been very consistent, very strong so far this season. Just his starts letting him down. And some great drives to pick up a podium in every round so far. You see Coolio jumping into the pits. I think Lioness is maybe having some connection issues. That's a couple of times now. And again, there seems to be lag spiking, maybe causing him slight issues. Flapjack will be looking to come in soon. Probably Lionessy as well. Tyres starting to look quite worn now on the left side of that 911. Same for Nightmare Racer. JC hasn't long stopped, so he'll be charging up, hoping they all part their ways into the pit in front of him. Murkoff battling with V8 there. V8 on fresh tyres. Murkoff going to be looking to pit shortly as well. Jules now up into 8th. Coolio behind him after his pit stop. We see Flapjack and Nightmare Racer both jumped into the pits. And Murkoff. Flapjack's out in front of V8, but Nightmare has dropped behind him, so V8 has jumped him through the pit stops. Not what Nightmare would have wanted, coming out on fresh rubber behind a guy who's already starting to wear his down. Be looking to maybe try and get past V8 as soon as possible, but say not easy around this track, so we'll see how he gets on with that. Murkoff is back in front of his Sega teammate. Jules still yet to stop. When Coolio's stopped, he'll be looking to put the pressure onto Jules to get past. Jammy on a fresh set of softs. Myself up into 11th now on fresh super softs. Oof. Paid work has seen better days. Jason down in 12th on his super softs now after his stop. Grim charging after him on a fresh set of softs. And Munro stopped and he's onto softs. A great tyre wear from Sean, outlasting a lot of the other drivers here. He's now on to lap 12 with this set. And they still look better than most of the others when they stopped earlier. Oh, Lioness is really lagging bad now. Hopefully he doesn't disconnect. The servers have taken a bit of a battering over this COVID-19 lockdown period. Everybody looking to get rid of the boredom. Too many people online at once, by the looks of it. JC now up in the 3rd after the guys have stopped in front of him. But the guys still not yet to stop in front of him. He may have a chance at catching Sean through the pit stop. He's gaining a lot of time now on Lionessy. Both Lionessy and Sean still continuing on. They're not going to be able to no-stop this with those tyres. They'll have to stop at least once. It's going to be in the back half now of this race. JC caught right up on the back of Lionessy now. So try and get a good exit to the next right-hander onto the long straight and get Lionessy in the slipstream. She gets a great launch out of the corner. Maybe just he's a little bit too far back to get the move done before the right-hander, because it's a very quick right-hander. It's also quite distracting when the car in front of you is suffering with lag. Make you second guess your moves. They both run a bit wide there. all this is doing is bringing Flapjack back up behind JC. Not what he would have wanted. As we see Sean jumping into the pits. Finally said his softs have had enough. Another set of super softs now to the end of the race. There's Lionessi also into the pits. Sean comes out, still in the lead. See Lionessi leaving the pits, just loses out to V8. These cars ahead of him are possibly going to have to stop again, so... And we see Flapjack past JC into second. Just a bit better tyres, they both run very wide. Trimming the verge. We see Flapjack's signature drifting into the corners. It's just got better tyres at the moment than JC. Probably caught him under the brakes. Into the right-hander. And going purple for that sector. Flapjack really pushing now. Sean still kept a healthy lead out in front. See what he's got after the pit stop. 2.5 seconds. So still got a healthy lead. He's going to try and maintain that. Still holding the fastest lap. Although Flapjack is after it as he runs very wide out of the last corner. And that's him into the kitty litter. JC's pitting. But that's going to get... that is awful for Flapjack there. It just couldn't stop it spinning on that grass. It's an easy thing to do out that last corner. Drops him all the way back to 6th. JC came back out in 3rd. So Flapjack's gonna have to battle back again over these last 10 minutes. Shame for him. Take a run through the grid. Got Mr. Sean way up the road now in 1st. His teammate Nightmare Racer in 2nd. Lionessi now up into 3rd. Has got ahead of JC. JC in 4th. Both on super softs. Murkoff now up into 5th. A great run from Murkoff. Hopefully he can keep that there, but he's got Flapjack all over the back of him. Flapjack in 6th, V8 in 7th, Coolio up into 8th, Jules in 9th, Jammy D in 10th, myself in 11th, Jason in 12th, Monroe in 13th as Grim has just jumped in the pits. Actually looks like maybe he has had enough. Jump back with our leader, and he's starting to catch up Monroe to lap him. Yeah, great work by Monroe. Just pulls over, slows down, lets the leader through. Great respect shown there. Nightmare in 2nd. He's got a healthy gap back to the battling Lionessi and JC now. Let's see. Lionessi doesn't seem to be, doesn't seem to be lagging as much. There's a little tweak there. Pulling away slightly from JC now, who has dropped Flapjack. Sorry, he never dropped Flapjack. Flapjack's actually got past Murkoff. Murkoff just showing him he was still behind him and looking for a way past into the right-hander. As Murkoff runs very wide there. Luckily keeps the car going, doesn't lose too much speed, but he's going to have dirty tyres now for the next couple of corners. Needs to just be careful. Yeah, it does very well there. Coolio sort of running on his own now, as we see. Jules has dropped it coming out of the right-hander. Don't know whether that was 360 or what. I'd see V8 just struggling in the background. He's also dropped it into the gravel. Just lets Jammy go past before he recovers. Let's drop V8 down to 10th. I see myself in 11th. Jason now in 12th. Right off the back of me. He must have had an incident somewhere. His front end not looking too great either. As he runs very wide coming into the track. Is so narrow here that if you put a wheel off, it's game over. He's struggling just to get it back onto the track. And 2 leaders go through. And see, Nightmare actually running wide. Hopefully he can keep the speed up. Some dirty tires going through here. Just holds it on the track. Well held there by Nightmare. Lioness is starting to gap away from JC now. Still a great run for JC. Another solid result if he can hold on to 4th. Flapjack has now dropped Coolio and Murkoff behind. Looking to push on the back of JC. See Coolio is breaking away from Murkoff. Jules quite a way back now. Taking a bit too much curb on the grass there. Jamie in 10th, 9th, sorry. The V8 after his accident in 10th, trying to make up for lost time now. Himself in 11th. You see Jason just getting lapped by JC, just trying to get out of the way. Monroe in 13th. And Grim still in the pits. He's had enough for today. And these cars are pretty easy to drive, but if you haven't got the right setup, it can become a bit of a disaster. We see Nightmare into the pits. Getting rid of those worn super softs onto a brand new set. We have Lioness and JC through. So drops him down to 4th. What happened with the cameras there? But he got it in front of the back marker, which I think is Jason. So there's a back marker between him and Flapjack. Hopefully that'll protect him slightly. Murkoff in some clean air. Now he's back in front of Coolio. Coolio must have had an issue somewhere. Oh no, he's actually been in the pits. Fresh set of cold tyres there as he drifts out of the corner. Jules can see him ahead, but with those tyres probably not going to be able to pressure him too much. So V8 closing up a little bit now. Just struggling out of the right hand of that. Jamie slowly being caught up by myself. Jason is just unfortunately stuck in amongst the leaders and getting the blue flags to move over out the way. Same for Monroe. So we have Mr. Sean still in the lead. Now got a nearly 10-second gap back to Lioness. We've got less than 3 minutes to go. This should be all sewn up for Sean. Another great performance from him. Neon Knights looking very strong again this season. Looking to retain their trophy from season 1. JC is under a lot of pressure now from Nightmare. Just jump on board with Nightmare down this straight. He's going to have the slipstream, but there's not a lot of room on this track. It's quite narrow. So even if you get the run, it's hard to pull off a move as he just looks to the inside, but there's no way he can go through. Backs off, back behind. It is a great circuit. I quite enjoy it, but very tricky to race on and actually make a move. Really have to pick your time as Nightmare gets a better run out the corner, but he's going to be on the outside for this right-hander. Yeah, see, he was half a car alongside him, but just nowhere to go. You have to be brave to go around the outside, that paddock hill bend. He looks for the switchback, which is a bit too much grass there, unfortunately. Should have to settle. Much better launch out of the corner there. He's up the inside. Move should be done. Better contact with JC there. Nothing intentional, just pass there from Nightmare. These cars are very wide on a very narrow track. It's gonna be a little bit of door rubbing. So that's Nightmare up into third. So Neon Knights 2 on the podium. She just struggles to get the back end to cooperate through that corner. Again to the next right-hander. And he's got good grip left in those tyres. Maybe just trying to push the car to break away from JC and maybe catch up to Lionessy. They're going to be coming up. Mr. Sean on his last lap. Lionessy going to be very close if he makes it across. Just makes it across. And so does Nightmare. Don't quite get that. Nightmare race across the line in front of JC. Nightmare's still on a lap, but has put JC up into third and Flapjack into fourth. Murkoff going to come home in sixth. Coolio in seventh. So I'm trying to keep this right with Nightmare being out the loop at the minute. Jules coming home in eighth. V8's going to come home in ninth. Jammy D in 10th. Myself in 11th. Jason's coming home in 13th. Looks like he's ghosted there. See, Nightmare is still lapping. He's still in third. He's actually up into second. He's past Lionessy. See if we can see how that happened. So we jumped on board a Nightmare Racer. He's in third behind Lionessy in second. Much better tyres. Lionessy having another big lag spike. See Nightmare hesitant to accelerate. He didn't know where Lionessy was going to be. Just gets a better run through that corner. Side by side. So the inside line for the next left. And job done. See a bit of contact with Lionessy. But I think that is mainly down to the lag Lionessy was suffering. He's going to try and look at the inside, but can't get through. Great drive there from Nightmare Racer. So we rejoin back with the leader as he's coming up to complete another victory. This time he's made his pole position count and he's gone pole to race win. So it's going to be a full house with the fastest lap as well. Congratulations to Mr. Sean, a great drive again. Lionessy in third, although it's shown in second. Must be a bug of some sort in this race.